Hello, this is Ray Weaver. We're just going to take a look back at the main points of a recent talk we had about how you can keep in touch using mobile devices. The home screen can be quite a difficult and confusing place, even if we start using folders. So if you want to make the device a little easier to use and a little more direct, you should consider using widgets, which you can find on iOS or on Android. A widget will give us a preview of an app and present sort of the main information from that app, and this will give us a way to look at what's going on without necessarily opening any apps. This contacts widget, for example, will allow you to place quick shortcuts to your main contacts on your siblings' homepage, and they'll be able to dial those numbers by pressing directly on the icons. The accessibility menu of your device, whether that's Android or iOS, will reveal all kinds of features that will make it easier for you to keep in touch with your sibling. Blind and partially sighted users can turn on voiceover and talkback, both of which will read out picture descriptions, any text, and describe whereabouts you are on the iPad. Zoom and magnification allow you to bring up an on-screen magnifying glass so that you can study text, images and information in more detail. Display and text size can be adjusted across the device so that buttons and menu items and notes are easier to see and to read. And colour filters will allow you to place the equivalent of an electronic gel over your screen so that users with dyslexia can find it easier to read text. Back in the settings menu under accessibility, we can scroll down and find physical and motor accommodations. The iPad's touch menu offers a number of ways to customize how we interact with the screen depending on our needs. Turning on assistive touch will place a virtual button on our screen which can be moved around. This screen replaces the need for many multi-touch gestures and allows us to operate the device using a single press. So one press to go to the notification center, one for the home, thus avoiding combinations of physical buttons. Back under the same menu you find touch accommodations. When these are turned on, you'll be able to control how many times and for how long you need to press the screen. So for example, hold duration specifies a time for you to hold down on the screen before it recognises it as a tap. If you have tremors, then ignore repeat will specify a time range during which the iPad will only recognise multiple taps as a single tap. Some users will go straight to the part of the screen that they intended to tap, and then the finger will slide across. This is the initial touch location, whereas others will use the screen to steady their fingers and then move to the part that they meant to tap. And so you can tell the iPad which of these to recognise. As you can see, both iPad and Android devices have similar accommodations for physical and motor challenges. Finally, we have settings for hearing that we can change. Some of these are to do with the hearing devices themselves and how they pair, and you'll see more options once you connect a hearing device to your iPad. But an interesting one on the iPad is the sound recognition. With this selected, the iPad turns off Siri and instead listens out for common sounds that you might want to be alerted to. So, is your cat meowing to be let back in? Is there somebody at the door? Or is there a baby crying? So there we have a very brief recap of our session on how to keep in touch using iPad and Android devices. Thanks for listening.